Sinistcha is an all-new Convergent species introduced in the new Gen 9 DLC. This Pokemon is now available to use on Pokemon Showdown, and it looks really promising competitively. While Poltchageist was a very offensively oriented Pokemon, taking advantage of Shell Smash and stored power to boost up and sweep enemy teams, Sinistcha looks like it's a defensively oriented Pokemon. Sinistcha is actually really different to Poltchageist in almost every way. Let's take a look at the competitive potential of Sinistcha and what it might be able to do well in Gen 9 competitive singles. Like this video and subscribe to help out Sinistcha's future Paradox form, Iron Chugulis, in their ongoing legal battle against Iron Mugulis. Thank you. Sinistcha has a Grass Ghost type combination and decent stats. You may already know that Sinistcha has the ability Hospitality, an ability designed for doubles battles. This ability will heal 1/4 of your ally's health whenever Sinistcha enters the field. But Sinistcha actually has another ability that is more useful in singles battles, Heatproof. This ability causes all fire type attacks to deal half as much damage to Sinistcha, effectively cancelling out its fire weakness. This is a really useful ability for Sinistcha that will seriously enhance its defensive utility. But there's one standout option Sinistcha has access to that everyone has been talking about, its signature move, Matcha Gotcha. This move is crazy. It is an 80 base power grass type special attack with 2 additional effects. It heals Sinistcha for 50% of the damage dealt and has a 20% chance to burn. This is the complete package in a single move slot. You can deal damage, heal, and spread status all in one. Grass is a really nice attacking type in Gen 9, with so many popular ground and water types, and water also being one of the most popular types to terastallize into. We've seen moves like Draining Kiss with far lower base power be used on setup sweepers as a way to attack and heal at the same time. And of course, moves like Scald have always been great, combining an attack and a status effect into one move. Matcha Gotcha is way stronger than Draining Kiss, and it has that burn effect on top. Sinistcha not only has this incredible move, it has all the tools in the world to take advantage of this move. Unlike Poltchageist, Sinistcha does not have access to Shell Smash, but it does have Calm Mind, one of the best boosting moves in the game. And this is a much better fit on Sinistcha with that amazing healing effect on Matcha Gotcha. Nasty Plot is another alternative boosting option if you want to go in a more aggressive direction. Substitute seems like it will be a great option here to shield Sinistcha against status effects. And Shadow Ball or Hex are obvious choices too for additional stab and a way to hit grass resistant targets harder. Hex could even take advantage of targets you've burned with Matcha Gotcha, since it deals additional damage to statused enemies. Strength Sap is another noteworthy option that could help out Sinistcha defensively. Strength Sap is a move that heals the user based on the enemy's attack stat and then lowers their attack. Against high attack targets, this can sometimes fully heal you while also crippling the enemy's damage output. Iron Defense could maybe be used as a way to boost both of Sinistcha's defensive stats, making it truly indestructible. Pokemon with Unaware are usually very hard counters to boost sweepers, but Sinistcha looks like it'll have decent matchups against the common Unaware Pokemon. With Substitute and a ground resistance, you can be pretty safe against Toxic and Earthquake from Clodsire. If they try to 1v1 you, they'll eventually be burned and run out of Recover PP. Dondozo is weak to grass, and with Liquidation and Body Press as their main attacks, they also can't threaten you very much. Thanks to Heatproof, you can stomach Torch Song from Skeledoge pretty well and also threaten them super effectively with Shadow Ball. Clefable has now returned to the game as a new Unaware Pokemon. This could give Sinistcha some trouble, but you can at least fish for burn chances against Clefable. It should go without saying that Terastallization will be very advantageous for Sinistcha. We've seen many bulky boost sweepers take advantage of Terra to enhance their defensive typing and become much more difficult to eliminate. Sinistcha being able to condense so much value into one move slot is something that a lot of these bulky boost sweepers wish they could do. Terra Water and Terra Fairy are always great, but Terra Steel could also be a nice option here, since you have Heatproof to cancel out the fire weakness, and you offensively threaten ground types with Matcha Gotcha, which makes up for that weakness a little bit. Plus it provides an immunity to poison. One downside to all of this is that Matcha Gotcha only has 90% accuracy. A 10% chance to miss is quite low, but when you're relying on this single attack for all of your damage, healing, and status spreading, you're going to be clicking it a lot, and that opens up more chances to miss. A bulky Pokemon like this can afford to miss more than other Pokemon, but if you happen to miss out on healing in a crucial turn, it could be a disaster. This is going to make Sinistcha a slightly inconsistent win condition, but I still think overall, this Pokemon looks very promising. I think a Calm Mind boosting win condition set like this will be the way to go with this Pokemon. A defensive utility set could be okay too, but without access to any hazards or other progress making effects, it may struggle to get much value or apply pressure without Calm Mind. Sinistcha does also have access to Scald though, which could be a good option if you want to use this Pokemon in a more defensive utility role, with its higher burn chance and 100% accuracy. Fishing for burns and healing up with Strength Sap could be its way of making progress. Rapid Spin immunity, Fighting immunity, and Ground Resist are nice qualities, and Scald Burn could be a nice way to punish an incoming Goldengo. Although Goldengo is immune to status moves, it is not immune to status applied from secondary effects like Scald. Scald will also make offensive dark types like Kingambit and Meowscarada think twice about switching straight into Sinistcha. Unfortunately, Sinistcha is vulnerable to knock off an Ice Spinner from the Mammoths, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see a huge rise in covert cloak usage as of the release of this DLC, since Scald has now returned as a TM, and will be a more relevant move in the metagame going forward. A set like this would also match up terribly against Baxcalibur, who is completely immune to burn. Baxcalibur can come straight in against Sinistcha and just set up in its face. Baxcalibur was already one of the most popular offensive Pokemon in the game, but it just got even better in the new DLC, with the significant new option Scale Shot, and the excellent new teammate Ninetales Alola, an amazing snow setter. This is one of the most popular strategies in the early metagame right now, which doesn't exactly bode well for defensive Sinistcha. The DLC did just come out, so it's hard to really predict how things will evolve. This is just my first impression, but after a surface level look at all of this Pokemon's qualities, it seems pretty good to me. Gen 9 does always surprise us though. I never thought Roaring Moon would ever drop from OU, but that did happen recently. There's a non-zero chance that Sinistcha will end up being too weak for this generation's high power level. We'll just have to see how things develop. I also have a bit of a gripe with the naming convention of Sinistcha and Poltchageist. The original Cup-themed evolution line had Sinistea as the first form, and Poltchageist as the evolved form. But in this new evolution line, Poltchageist is the first form, and Sinistcha is the evolved form. Was there any reason they had to reverse this and make it more confusing? Is Sinistcha more sinister looking than Poltchageist, so they had to name it Sinistcha? I don't think there was any real reason for this one, folks, but maybe I'm missing something. Anyway, do you think Sinistcha looks as promising as I do? What new Pokemon would you like me to talk about next? Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you for watching. Thank you to the patrons for your continued support. Become a patron to appear on this outstanding end screen alongside your favorite Pokemon. Thank you as well to everyone who has donated to the prize pool for ADV Revival. We are already at over $2,400, which is fantastic. If you'd like to donate, the link is down below. Thank you.
KO by one hit! It scattered Spike!
The money got different.